I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll figure this out. So welcome back to Small Town Big Mouse. This is Amber, your one and only.
This is Nikki, your resident bartender.
And this is Misty, a.k.a. Dolce. And we're here for a new experience.
We are. This is a special episode because now we are live and in action.
I don't know about live, but we're recorded.
Well, we're being recorded. We could say we're live.
We could.
I'm alive.
And my next thing was to grab a drink, right?
Yes.
Settle in, and let's dive in.
Yes, definitely. So it's been about a year, and so obviously we're trying to do some new changes here, and we have some questions that we're going to answer. The first one is, looking back on the past year of podcasting, how has the experience shaped us?
Yeah.
So does somebody want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
It's made me more mindful. I have to remember that things that I say and do represent us as a whole and not just myself. So when I do and say stupid shit, it could reflect on all of us.
That is.
I don't think that stopped you.
I don't think it stopped you, but it's definitely
I know it hasn't
me.
stopped me.
It's definitely stopped me because I don't want the listeners to not like me.
Yeah.
So when I say something that may be off the cuff or sound rude, I don't want to be like that because I want those people to still want to listen to all of us, and they can't, if they don't like me, they may not tune in to listen to all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I could get that. We are a team, so everybody's gotta like us, to an extent, at least, I'd hope.
Yeah. Or they tune in because they might like one personality over the other personality too, which is cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what we brought to the table, is just so many different, dynamics.
So for me, I'm going to say it's been a journey, and it's definitely made me realize how much effort certain things take. It's a learning curve, and I guess being mindful too, because I like getting the feedback from our listeners and different things, and the engagement from other people. Sunday, you went out and you met some of my friends.
I did.
That were like, oh my goodness,
yeah. It was like they were putting a face to the voice that they hear.
So now everybody could see us.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, voice to the face.
And I didn't really expect the turnout to be, our friends are supposed to support us. And I guess I didn't really realize how many of my friends would tune in and listen and respond and comment and ask questions.
Yes.
Or how many people are like, oh my God, that resonates with me on certain episodes. So
yes.
What about you?
Yeah. I mean, definitely just you kind of have that idea of this is going to be so fun. And it's like work, and it's like time consuming, and it's organization and coming together and having topic ideas. So I think that's been like the most surprising part, is that it goes beyond fun, And
I think that people have to remember that it's a job.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's something
that we're
fun.
not getting paid for.
Right. Right. It's like you're doing volunteer work.
Yeah.
It is. And the goal is to monetize and have, promoters and commercials and all that. But at the same time, when I listen to things, I don't really like the commercials. So if that was something we were going to do, I would hope that it would be like 5 seconds.
Or more of like a, hey, look at this cup.
Yeah.
I just bought this at Target. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that kind of promotion.
I mean, actually, now that we're saying that, I'm going to say.
Amber brought the 80s back.
Oh, my God. I went in the store today, to a liquor store by my house, and they had Clearly Canadians. Because I really didn't want a soda, and I didn't want an energy drink. And then once I saw this, I was like, oh, my God. So I bought 2 of them. So I'm kind of ecstatic.
Were they the same flavor?
This is a mountain blackberry. So I remember that one. And the other one I had was a strawberry.
Okay.
And they come in the glass bottles, and they're like $1.79, cheaper than a soda. So Clearly Canadian. Send me some.
It was those, and you probably are too young, but the New York seltzers. They were like
okay.
smaller bottle. They had like a white with a different colored like label, but it was New York Seltzer, and they were like Clearly Canadian's competition. But Clearly Canadian was better than the New York Seltzer.
Yeah, I remember my mom be like, "Don't drink my Clearly Canadians."
I don't even remember New York Seltzer.
Yeah. They were like a smaller bottle. I'll pull one up later. Show
But
you
yeah,
guys.
I mean, we do want to monetize. It's definitely a job, and it's a lot of work.
It is.
I mean, I personally spend hours, probably because I wake up and I'm like, this needs to be done. And if I don't do it, then I forget about it.
Right.
You know?
And I think it's everyone's mindset. You know what I mean? Like your mindset is like you wanted to do this before you even knew us.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I bought stuff. I didn't know
Right.
what I was doing, and I don't like talking to myself.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to do podcasts by yourself too, because I listen to them.
I would
and
talk
I
to
hear
myself
their
for hours.
struggle. You know, because there's like no room for break at
Yeah.
all. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah.
I mean,
I guess I have a big mouth.
I like the ones where it's like a guy and a girl, or even like when you see couples doing little TikToks or stuff like that. I find those entertaining for me personally. So, but yeah. So the next question is going to be, if you could go back and change one thing about how you approach the podcast, what would it be and why? Why don't you go ahead and start, Misty?
I think how I approached it would have been a little bit more like out the gate with it, and getting more organization with the marketing part. I think that was a slow burn for us. Like we started it and then it's like, oh, let's add this. And then the TikTok came in so late. And as we well know, like that's such the monetizer. And since that's the goal, to really kind of lay ducks in a row. But I think we got excited. We got together. We're like, this is going to be fun topics. And we went out the gate like more quickly instead of having the preparation.
Definitely. That was one of the things I wrote down about this questions is I would definitely be more organized instead of just winging it in the beginning. And like right now, we're winging it with the video. But I mean, it is what it is. And where we're at is CMAC. And let me shout them out because this is a nonprofit. You sign up for a membership and they have different studios. This is all their equipment and there's workshops.
Yes. And there's equipment you can borrow. So like if we one day for some reason can't make it here and we want to do our podcast on a Monday, which they're not open, it's a maintenance day for them, we could borrow cameras and take them home and still do our video.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Crazy.
That is.
And this stuff is not cheap. I'm looking at the quality. They've done such a good job.
Yeah,
so
it's not crap. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Good job, CMAC.
Yeah.
And it's reasonable. So the join in was $40 a minimum.
Donation.
Yeah, it's a donation. Some of us gave more, some of us gave $40. But the point is if you have more to give, then give more, because if you look around, it's worth it. And even if you gave them $100, it's worth it for the year. Like,
yes,
it's insane how good everything is in here and all the rooms and all the things that we've seen. So like, shout out.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, even that we're doing a workshop on a Friday. It's 2 hours on learning how to podcast. Unfortunately, Missy can't make it. She has prior plans.
I'm going camping.
But I mean, there's going to be other
But it's
workshops.
included.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And if you're not a member, $10.
Yeah.
$10
Yeah.
for the class. So I mean, it's definitely worth it to start
It's
learning.
cheaper than when you do the gym. Freaking gym, they charge you for classes. You know what I mean?
Not my gym, but yeah.
Some gyms.
It's definitely worth it. So anybody looking to podcast, to make videos, they
commercials,
have anything.
Anything audio, video. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
It's crazy.
Check it out, you guys. And then Nikki, what would you do if you can go back and change one thing about the podcast?
Oh man. I think we got really convoluted on our idea of what we were going to speak about when we first started. Like, we wanted to start off talking about dating and being single in the Central Valley. And that was really where my heart laid, because I am single and dating in the Central Valley. Not very well, but I'm trying. But it's blossomed into much more. You know what I mean? And I'm thankful for it. But like, the opposite side of that is I wasn't prepared for it. I was just prepared to talk about dating and being single, but you have to reach the audience, and the audience is everybody. So you have to make it all inclusive, and you have to find something that people actually want to hear. And not everyone wants to hear about dating because I know a lot of married people. I know a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
I have friends that are guys that are listening. I've got shout out to, I have to say this, I recorded a docu-commercial at my house for PG&E. Those fuckers all listened before they, the director and the sound guy and the guy that ran the camera and the producer all listened. And then I got some of the other ones to sign up too because they're like, wait a minute, what? And I'm like, yeah, you need to listen. And they're like, yeah, because the one guy goes, well, I already listened to one. I go, you did? He goes, yeah, I was driving here and I just wanted to, get to know more about you. And I was like, okay. So I thought that was super cool that they did that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it helps, relate to you or
Exactly.
bring something up. And I mean, it was nice. I stopped in and saw you at work, and the day that she had her recording, and the guy showed up.
They
and
came
had
in.
a drink.
Yeah,
They came in to have a
very
drink.
nice.
Yeah.
And then disappeared
Because were
and then
you
came
going
back.
straight to work
Yes.
kind of after that? Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
And to parlay off of that, we kind of all came in like single datings, but you can only talk about so much, right? It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, girl, I got fucking encyclopedias, kids. Don't make me whip out my encyclopedias on dating and being single because this girl's been it for a long time.
I will say this though, with that being said, I get from the dating apps, like you guys know, the guys, they'll tune in, like you said, to get to know us, get to know me. So I'm getting listeners just like from the app itself because I put it on there,
I haven't done that yet, but I guess I probably should.
Oh God, it's great. It's great because sure enough, they'll go, oh, I listened to episode da-da-da. And you might not even be interested in them, but hey, you got a listener.
Yeah.
You got a listener.
See, and I know you say that, so I had done that as well, but I haven't. I mean, I guess I'm not really on there very
No
often.
one's come back with you
Yeah,
saying,
no-
oh, I listened to this episode. What the fuck?
Nobody's came back with me, but I'm not on the dating sites.
And also,
like
you guys
that.
have to remember, like, I talk about swallowing on, you know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, I don't want these motherfuckers knowing, like, what my, like, I don't want them to know all about me yet. Like, you got to peel the onion back, sir.
I gotta trust you if you want
Yeah,
that to go in my
exactly. Don't be thinking that that's going to happen, like, right off the bat, kid.
Yeah, it won't.
No, nah.
mouth. So this next question is: now that you know how much time and effort it takes, would you still have jumped into podcasting from the start? And I will say I would. It's definitely a lot more work, and I think I've taken on way more than I anticipated on doing. But even knowing that, I'd still do it. I mean, there might be a few things that I would twerk. Is that the right word? Tweak. I'm like, hey.
I mean, if you want to twerk,
I mean, let's stand up.
I mean, really.
I'm not going to do that, guys. No
No,
twerking
but
here.
she'll swallow.
Yeah, I'll swallow, but there's no twerking. Sorry.
So,
this is good stuff.
yeah, there would be some, but it goes back to being more organized, and maybe we did jump into this not knowing, like, I didn't know you freaking despise the laptop.
Yeah.
We didn't really know what our roles were, and I think I just kind of
Technology scares me.
I think I just let it, and then so me doing that, I took on a lot more.
Yeah.
So,
Because honestly, the tech part, I think it's definitely the most time consuming when it comes to the editing and stuff like that.
yeah.
But once you get that down, the nice part is that you at least got that down. You know what I mean? And then
Right.
But now
hopefully it
we're
moves
jumping into
quicker.
something else, and now this is going to be
This would
something
be all
else
different.
to learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think it's important that we make it a priority to find a workshop that we all go to.
Yes.
They have different ones, and I've been looking to see if there's another one, so that way we can agree to that. This one's the one we're doing will be a good one, but hopefully there's one like on editing and stuff. And
Yeah,
I don't. 'cause
hopefully
I
we
honestly don't want
learn-
to be the only one doing
Hopefully
it.
we learn something about editing in the class too. I'm sure there will be.
I hope so.
Yeah.
mean,
I
all
don't
this
want
is a
you to
little
be the
scary.
only one
That's
editing.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Nikki?
Read me the question again, because my ass already forgot.
Yeah. Now that you know how much time and effort it takes, would you still have jumped into podcasting with us from the start? I added with us.
I would have, but for me, I recognize how much you do. You're like the backbone. You print out all the stuff, you look up all the stuff, you do all the things, you do the editing. And I guess I feel badly that I don't do more, but my contribution, I guess, is more like, I mean, I think I've put out the most money. I do the TikToks. I don't mind listening to them and telling you where to edit them at.
Yeah.
So like I do what I can. I just wish for me that I could do more and I was able to do more. And even if we take a class and learn it, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm old. I don't fucking retain information like that anymore.
I'm not that smart.
You're saying you're not that smart?
Yeah, I'm not that
Bullshit.
smart. I don't remember stuff.
Bullshit.
You know?
I think you're smart.
You just have to do it.
Yeah,
mean,
well, I just took a picture of all this so that for the next time that we come in, I know exactly how those buttons go.
But did you see how I just kind of left you over there with the guy? And
yeah,
I'm like,
but
figure it out.
I did. So I did.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Actually, a video would have been great.
Yeah.
If we would have videoed
I usually
that
try
whole
and video
process.
that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, a picture will be fine because it shows where all the levels are at. So
yeah, and they have different
figure it
rooms
out.
here too. So who knows if we're always in this room? You know, it just depends.
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out as we go. And
Yeah.
what about you? Would you still jump in?
Yeah, no, I definitely would. I'm all about it. Like, I love podcasts in general. It's just, that's what I live on. So I'm rarely kind of watching TV or listening to music. So with that, you know, I'm listening, I'm tuning, I'm jumping around, and then I'm always thinking of different things and different ideas. And then I like the platform part. I just wish that, like Nikki, I had more time to dedicate to it because you do have to be on top of that, and especially to monetize, you know what I mean, and to get the listenership. So that's the part that I know as this keeps going and growing that I'm going to have to, you know, just take more to like make that.
It has to be a priority.
Yeah, it has to be like something that's my hobby to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, I think too with as far as the platforms go, I've learned how to schedule posts. I don't think that all these people, that influencers that are out there, are sitting there every day doing this. They spend a couple of hours, they do what they need to do, and then they just schedule, like, I'm going to upload. And
well, a lot of them hire somebody to do their media. You know what I mean? They're not even the person behind it, which would be great if we could, right?
I mean, yeah. That would be, that
ideal.
would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, anybody want to help?
Volunteer?
Yeah. I mean, help us get some credit. I mean, college students, you know?
Yeah. That's such a great idea. You've got some college-age children, Amber.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so it's weird because I'm like, dude, you guys open up new TikTok accounts and get all these followers, like, help your mom. And they're like, it's all about timing. But I honestly, what I think it is, it's the younger generation. It's the younger
that's what
crowd.
it is. It's nothing to do with timing because trust me, I have 5 TikTok accounts and I put shit out at different times of the day. And unless I put money on them to, you know, to grow them, to promote, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, because I mean, my kids' accounts, they're younger, so then you have all these 12 to 15-year-olds or, you know, 18 to 25. That's the age group for these social media platforms. So unless we're doing funny shit and, I don't know, maybe we need to start pranking each other.
Maybe.
And, you know,
well,
hey, this actually just made me think the hashtags of the latest slang words that they use. You know what I'm saying? Because they are the audience that's the newer generation up and growing. And that's what they're putting in, those kind of hashtags. You know what I mean? Like sus, for example.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Pookie.
Yeah. There's so many, really.
I sent you that whole video after I spent the weekend with you and your daughters. I was like, here's a video so you can understand what your kids are saying to you.
Exactly. Yeah. It's crazy.
Mean, I kind of just don't listen to them like I don't listen to everybody else. No, I'm joking. So, okay, let's, how does it feel when listeners reach out and tell you that your episodes made them laugh or help them in some way? This, for me, I kind of already said, it feels great when a stranger messages you and writes you a paragraph about how they are relating. So for me, it does feel amazing, and it reminds me why I keep putting 10 toes in.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I'm same thing. It's so cool when somebody that you don't even know said that they tuned in and that we were hilarious and you guys banter off of each other. It's a good flow. Like just all that positive feedback has been really the reason to why, oh yeah, okay, let's keep going, you know? Yeah.
And I think the most interesting part of it is when it's like, especially when it's someone that you're like, wait a minute, you listen to that?
Yeah.
Like my friend Eric in Oklahoma, like when he messages me and he's like, I listened to your guys' podcast today. He's married. He's male. He doesn't even live in this town. And he still listens and supports and then comes to me and says these things. And I'm just like, man. And then it was like, I think it was, I told you guys this, there was something that we put out and I was like, why isn't anyone, commenting? And then it was like the wildest people that I thought would never even listen were the ones commenting. And I was like, you know what? That is what it's all about, because I can get my best friends to listen. That's easy. But to get other people to listen, that's where it's like, okay, all right, I see you. I didn't even know that you even knew that I had a podcast because you didn't like anything I posted. But now here you are reaching out to me, telling me I listened and this is what I think, or this is, this is a green flag. This is a red flag. This is what you guys should talk about. It's like, that's cool.
Yeah, I definitely encourage the feedback. And even if it's negative, I want to hear it. I want to know how we can all be better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Especially if there's something that needs to be fixed or tweaked.
Right.
Or twerked.
Hey.
And it's funny that you say that because, right, we would think that it would be our closest friends. That would be the supportive ones, but it's not.
And that's what was
my experience as well.
Like,
yeah.
I don't want to say, I wasn't mad, but confusing, I guess, is like, I thought these people were going to be supporting me. And really it's these people over here. And I'm just like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like for you, Misty, how many followers do you have on social media?
I have, like Nikki, I have like 5 Instagrams.
No, on Facebook, I think you have like over 2,000, right?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, I don't even know.
And
yeah.
what about you?
I have 1,000.
I have
1,000.
2.6, I think. Yeah.
Like, so out of all these followers, right? Like, because I've been trying to build mine over the last year.
Wait, we're talking about Facebook, right?
Yeah, Facebook.
Yeah,
I have
Facebook.
1.3 thousand or
2.7.
Yeah. So you have double or us combined in one. And it's like,
who are all these people?
Yeah, who are all these people following me?
What the heck?
I have no clue.
I'm only following 1,000.
And then are your guys' Facebook where anyone can follow you?
Yes.
See,
I think when you're digital.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you're a digital profile. And no, not necessarily, because there's some people that I know that are digital profile, but I can't see their Facebook.
Oh.
So unless they're like posting something, you know what I mean? But mine is open. Mine has my phone number on it. Mine is like open. You can
I do not have my phone number.
You can see whatever you want.
No,
I don't care.
no.
I just realized that our logo went off. It's like the screensaver. What the hell?
Oh, well, that is.
Okay,
wait,
C-Mac, you're fired. No.
wait. How do we? Do we have a laptop where we can put it back on?
No.
We can put our finger.
I don't know where the remote
We'll worry
is.
about that on our next episode.
We'll worry about it. But I guess the last question I'm going to ask you, ladies, is what has been the most challenging part of building Small Town Big Mouth over the last year? Who wants to go first?
You.
Me?
Yep.
I think the hardest part for me is probably balancing the podcast and the other things I'm involved with. A mom, 2 jobs, my Raiders group. Now we're going back into football season, and here we are doing video. So yay me. And I'm trying to date. So
Dating is like a job in itself. Jesus.
I'm on unemployment.
I definitely put more effort into the things I have going on into men because they don't last. 90 days.
Yeah.
She's on the 90-day fiancé program.
That's where she's getting it from. I'm like,
find
where
that
is the 90 days coming from?
I got to find that post.
What about
so
you? While she's looking, what's your challenging thing, Nick?
So I guess the challenging part for me is just trying to, same thing, I don't have as many things going on as Amber, but I do work at night. And I'm also running the TikTok for the bar. I have my own TikTok. We all have our own TikTok. I have 2 other TikToks that are business entities for me. I have a Instagram for the bar, my Instagram, another Instagram that's a business Instagram. So it's like I'm trying to do all these things to make myself better, but they all tie into this. Do you know what I'm saying? Every single thing I have ties into this. They are all friends on Instagram and Facebook, so they are on Instagram and TikTok. So like when I post something for Small Towns, I go to all my other accounts and like everything on Small Towns.
Yeah. No, I've been doing that too. And sometimes, because I'm not really big on TikTok, and I go on there and I'll post something, but I don't really go on there and like watch other people's TikToks. So I do, when I notice that you post on the small towns, I definitely go on there and I'm like liking it.
Yeah, I'm not on TikTok as much, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I need to be more involved with that platform. But I'm like you. It's balancing all these different things. That's a challenge.
And I think the content, coming up with content, not just for our show, but for the TikTok, for the Instagram, for the whatever
brand.
it is we're doing. Like when we went to Saratoga, I tried to take a whole bunch of pictures so that I could make a whole like thing for us for our TikTok.
Yeah, no, for sure. And always thinking that in the back of your mind, you know, thinking about that. Now, unlike you, I don't have the tie-in. So my other businesses, you know, I work for a university, I have rental company, you know, and I don't have that tied into the podcast at all. It would be so cool if I could, because then I feel like, hey, you know, you're kind of double dipping a little bit, right?
That's exactly
I
what
would love
is.
to double dip, but like they don't associate, the three together don't really associate. Yeah.
I guess the biggest thing is
hard
just
for me.
for us to be mindful that everything we do is we do it with intent, with whatever we're trying to do with our own brands, because that, I think, building the TikToks, because you had brought that up, is, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea, because really we don't know what's going to happen, and we need to build a brand, our own brand, our own personal stuff. So if whatever happens, or who knows, but we need to have our own platforms as well.
Yeah. I will say, which, you know, we had a good conversation. I think Nikki was asleep during the whole time we were talking all this morning, her and I. But with that one Instagram account that I have, the fan account, I have utilized that for our podcast because, and so I know, or at least I'm pretty sure, right, that if we have, I think, some country bumpkins here and there that are listening, it's probably from that platform.
I'm
Kentucky in particular.
Well, don't count that in, because, you know, I grew up in Oklahoma, so I have a lot of friends in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kentucky, Kansas, all those places, Texas.
I think there was a Georgia one. I'm going to pull up the stats in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, now Georgia, that would be Ken's family, I think, because I know they tune in.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. So, but that is true too. I think what's great about all three of us is we're really social and we're people persons, right?
Yeah.
So we have like just friends and family everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, I try and get some younger people, because like I wear my cap to work. I take my cup. I've got, you know, I try and have as much branding as I can when I'm at work. I'm no longer allowed to wear anything that doesn't say Old Town on my shirt, but I can wear this hat if I want to. And
Oh,
they can
really?
fuck off.
Okay.
And I can fucking carry my cup and they can fuck off. But just so I know, on the other side, it's got my Old Town sticker. It's dual purpose, kids.
Okay, so look, I just pulled up the stats from the episode that aired today, the Green Flags episode. So we have Clovis, Fresno, Sacramento, Roswell, Georgia, Auberry, California, and North Fork, California.
North Fork, that's my guy.
Yeah, North Fork. Auberry's up in the hills too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the majority of that. And then let me my whole 90-day thing. I get a kick out of, because I always say that, and so then I made this post. And it says, when I say there's a 90-day trial period when dating or getting to know someone, I mean it. Think of it like Amazon Prime, but without the free shipping. If you don't buy by day 89, I'm hitting you with that return to sender energy. No hard feelings, just strict quality control. Date smarter, ladies.
God, if you go 90 day, I don't even make it past date 2 most of the time.
I don't even get one.
You do.
Yes, you do.
You've been on some lunch dates.
One.
Well, because
Don't
you're not.
remind me and go. I'll
Go
go back
ahead.
to our episode.
Because you
Go
said you're
ahead.
unemployed right now.
I
That's
am.
why.
I'm unemployed.
So
That
means that
I'm
you're
not
not
dating
out
like it's
there.
a job. I'm unemployed. I
Yeah.
am out there, but I'm also not going to latch onto the first thing that latches on to me.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's hence single 3.5 years over here. You know.
Hey, 7 years, bitches.
I've been single for 10. I don't want to hear any bullshit from you guys.
But I think we've all had some dibble dabble within this time frame. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
nothing that's really like
Nothing
that,
sticks.
that person.
Men
yeah.
do not
That
aren't
person.
menning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, This was an interesting podcast.
To say the least.
Yes. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, and we're going to see if this actually worked. So with that, I'm going to say, Roger that.
And please subscribe, tune in, follow.
Roger that.
Roger that.